What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel, the 10K Property Report. I am Kay, and today we're going to talk about how I found a $5,000 property. It's a foreclosed home for $5,000 with 1 acre of land included. Without further ado, let's get started. So the website that I'm on to find this foreclosed home is USDA. Okay, so USDA's website. So here we are, and as you can see, let's go back to the very front page so you can see the front page, right? So this is the actual map of the United States. And I clicked on Mississippi because it had the most, at the time of this recording, it did have the most foreclosed properties. So I was curious to see what I would find. And sure enough, I found, if I can pull it up, I found a property for $5,000. All right. So, this particular property, again, is in Mississippi. It's in Scott County. Okay, so let's click on it, go over it. Make sure you stick around to the very end of the video. I will be talking about tax assessors, what I found with further due diligence. By the way, this is the point in the video where I tell you to do your own due diligence on the properties on this website and all the information that I present to you. That is your responsibility. But for this property, it's on 763 Brewster Drive, Forest, Mississippi, which again, that is Scott County. All right. This is 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 5 total rooms, 1,049 square feet. It has some other pertinent information that you would need to know, but this right here is the information that I really like to know. It sits on 1 acre of land, has a property taxes says $1,300. Okay, so unfortunately, for this particular website on this property, it did not have more pictures for us to peruse. So that got me to question, where in the world can I get more information? So I Googled it, right? Google Earth is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And here we go. This is the subject property, okay? At first, when I looked at the property, because it does come with 1 acre of land, just my mind wanders and says, first of all, what is this land zoned, okay? So it does say, 1 acre, but I thought maybe it'll include this, but no, I see the fence, right? And I'll show you the tax assessors in just a second, or the GIS, to show you where the actual boundary lines are for this particular home. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is our subject property right here, okay? Now in the picture, I will admit that it does, let me go back to the picture, on USDA's website. It looks different, right? So as you can see up here, it says the property, the picture was taken in 2023. And yeah, I don't know what happened. At first, my mind, when I saw the bottom here, I said, maybe there was some flood damage or whatever the case may be, but I'll get to that in just a second. And I'll show you the first, the report on if it's in a flood zone or not. And it actually happens to not be in a flood zone, which surprised me just by looking at the condition of the home. But again, this is the subject property. As you can see around, it's a rural area. It's in the country. And this is my type of vibe, for real. I love horses. I love the country setting. I love trees and land and just being outside. This is definitely something, that I would consider if I were interested. And it's $5,000. Okay. So if you want more information about how to bid, not even bid, if you want to purchase this property, I'm thinking about another program I did prior on my other channel. But if you're interested in purchasing this property, make sure you check my other channel. I think I'm going to do a follow-up video about how to proceed after you find this property or any property on the website. What do you do next? So I think that's what I'll do. So make sure you check out Money Moves with Kay. Check out that channel to maybe find some follow-up information for yourself. Okay. So this is the subject property here. If you Google this, if you Google 763 Brewer, I said Brewster earlier, excuse me, Brewer Drive, you will see a different property. A different property pops up, but I was able to surmise that this was, in fact, our subject property. How did I do that? All I did was, which I do this very frequently, I'm a former wholesaler, so I do know how to find the address to a home, okay? So what I did was I just zoomed in and I saw this right here on the mailbox, and it says 763. That is our subject property. Next, I want to show you exactly how this looks on the GIS. If you're not familiar with the GIS, as an investor, anybody that's interested in real estate, you have to get familiar with the GIS system, okay? And here, this is Scott County's parcel viewer. Okay, so you can see this is our subject property here. I've already placed the address here 763 Brewer Drive, and it is 1 acre of land, as you can see. And I like this county. I'm not familiar with this county in Mississippi, but I do like the fact that they off the bat just tell you in big bold numbers and letters, hey, the acreage of this particular home. And as you can see, in great disappointment, the fenced off area is not included in this particular sale. So keep that in mind. I will say this here. After doing further investigation for this particular property, I did find that this home, the owners live pretty close by. So, you know, whether that's something that you're interested in or not, that's up to you. But here is the First Street report, in which it discusses many different environmental issues that may or may not happen or occur in this particular area. One being, this is not in a flood zone. From just my brief due diligence and kind of looking into this property, it's 1 out of 10 flood factor, 4 out of 10 fire factor, 6 out of 10 wind factor, 1 out of 10 air factor, 6 out of 10 heat factor. Okay, so keep that in mind when you are searching for properties. You need to know the environmental things associated with the property, because you do not want to pour, even if it's $5,000, you do not want to pour your money into something that is a money pit, pretty much. Okay, so that can happen, definitely. Let me go back real quick, because I think I failed to show you more in detail the actual price. The price is here, $5,100. Can you beat that? Well, it depends. What is the condition of the actual home? That's what we would need to look into. And of course, you know, I'm doing this virtually. I'm looking at these properties virtually. I have no clue where Forest, Mississippi is, but this particular home, as you can see from the exterior, it does need a bit of work. And as I looked at Google Earth, let me switch back over to Google Earth for just a second. I just want to flip back just to show you and prove to you that yes, they're asking $5,000 for this home, along with 1 acre of land. As I look at the property, the premises, I do notice there's a truck right here. Looks like a trailer. Typically horses or animals, let me zoom out, are in that trailer. So they could have had something to do with farming potentially, right? I don't know if there were any animals on this premises. As I looked from Google Earth from above, let me go back. And as I looked, you know, in this general vicinity or area, I didn't see, you know, any farm animals, but who knows, they may have. But the sky's the limit. But make sure you check the zoning for this particular property to ensure that you can, in fact, have animals, farm animals, on your property. All right, that is the end of my video. I truly wanted just to bring you something different, but still within the topic of my channel, which is properties of $10,000 or below. And in the future, I may actually incorporate properties a little above $10,000, but we'll just see. All right. Thank you so very much for making it this far in the video. If you made it this far in the video, down in the comment section, comment 10K. It allows me to know you made it this far in the video, and I truly do appreciate it. Until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.